Hi friends. My name is William Shakespeare, but I suppose you heard about me. I want you to show you my theater, the Globe. It's made of wood and it's in the shape of an O. It was built by James Burbage for my company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men.
Hi Willie, you look in good shape.
Hi Richard. You look fine too. The place held several thousand playgoers, and often it was packed. Why? Because it was such a novelty. There had never been such a thing in Britain before. Earlier theaters of a sort had existed, but never before had there been a commercial playhouse dealing with subjects like everyday life, love and death, comedies, tragedies, and histories, with human failures and triumphs. And it wasn't expensive. The Lord Chamberlain's Men produced works for everyone. You could get in to see a play if you didn't mind standing for a penny. The standees were known as groundlings. The members of the audience would drop their coins into a box as they entered, hence the term box office. There could be as many as 500 for a performance, and they kept commenting all that was taking place on the stage. Vendors wandered through the crowd during the performance selling beer, apples, oranges, and nuts. Hazelnuts seemed to have been preferred. The Elizabethan Playhouse, by the way, was painted in marvelous colors. The performances usually had no, or very little, scenery, but no one minded, because no one had ever seen a performance with scenery, so they didn't miss it. A key point to note about the Globe was its location. The theatre, the plays, the actors were all regarded by right-thinking Londoners, as well as by the authorities, as not really respectable. So the place had to be outside the city proper. Now let's give a look of the theater architecture. Its shape was circular or octagonal, and inside there were 3 stories of roofed galleries looking down onto the stage. There was no roof over the yard, so the groundlings got wet when it rained. The stage was called apron stage because it jutted into the yard, also called pit, so that when the theater was full the actors were surrounded on 3 sides. The stage was so small that no more than 12 actors could appear at the same time. The shadow or thatched roof protected the players from the rain. In front of the stage there was a trapdoor used for devilish apparitions and disappearances. The actors' tiring house was the place where the actors changed their costumes, and it was presumably located behind stage. There were 2 doors for entrances and exits. Behind the stage there was an inner stage hidden by a curtain when not in use. It was needed for several plays, for Juliet's tomb, or as a hiding place for Claudius and Polonius in Hamlet. When a tragedy ended with several corpses on the stage, 2 methods were available. Either the body was carried off or it was hidden in a recess, but not behind a curtain. Why? Because in the Elizabethan theaters there were no curtains. There was also an upper stage, and an upmost area normally occupied by the musician. This is weird. When the play was in progress, a flag flew at the top of the roof of the theater with its emblem. There were no artificial lights in my theater. Often on the apron stage the actor came forward in the midst of the audience, and, being in close contact with his public, could use a great variety and subtlety of voice, gesture and expression. There were no scenery but only simple props, like tables, chairs, swords, canvases of the sun and the moon. 4 night scenes. A simple torch transported the audience into the night world. My only regret is there were no actresses in the Elizabethan theater, and so the parts of young women were acted by boys. Apart from this, it was fun to be part of an actor's company. But we were not only friends, we were all partners and shareholders of our acting company. That's why companies usually remain constant. Well, I imagine you would have enjoyed living in the Elizabethan age, but, alas, you have not been as lucky as myself. Bye friends.